leadership is real, it is raw. Man, I'm gonna give you some little bit of testimonies of the realness and the rawness of leadership. You know, I've seen it time and time again where people want to be on top, people want to be in charge, have all the authority and all the power, but there's a process that you have to go through in order to respect power and respect authority. You know, man, I get guys to the unit that's been in the Army for a year, and they'll make the mistake of saying, hey, I can do what you can do. And I'm wise enough to say, hey, come on, we ain't got too much going on. I'll let you drive for a day. And it generally doesn't take about 45 minutes of that phone ringing, them emails coming. I might come in the truck and make a video while they think they got it. And then when they come looking for me, I know they tapped out. It's real, it's raw. You know, oftentimes some people cannot handle the power, you know, the authority. You got some levels of leadership. You have, you know, those who lead followers, and then you have those that lead leaders. Leading leaders is a whole nother ball game, because now you have to make the correction and train those who already know the standard, and you have to try to groom their leadership. You know, man, when I was 20 years old, you know, a Sergeant E5 and was responsible for about 4 to 5 people, you know, that had its ups and downs. It's real and raw. First time one of your soldiers get a DUI or something like that, and you got to stand on the carpet and you wasn't the one that got the DUI, and you have to demonstrate military bearing while somebody's sitting up there telling you, hey, it was your leadership that caused them to get the DUI. You might take that personal, but what they're really saying is, hey, you have to take time to talk to, you know, the people that are following you, and if you are not living up to the example, you're going to get lit up. You know, I'll tell you, when I say YouTube views is not the same as managing people, this is the reason why you have some people that don't want to work in professions where they have to manage people. It takes a certain skill. You have to develop that skill, and it's real, it's raw, and it's draining. You know, to be in leadership of 10 people, I'm going to give you an example. To be in leadership of 10 people, the minute you show up on site at work, you know, these people all got their own problems and issues and need help solving their problems to get to the next level. That's with 10 people. And I'll give you an example without getting into too much details. All it takes is one person to have a major problem for your experience and your wisdom to be tested, and it'll derail your whole day in trying to help them out. And you have to try to, you know, make sure the rest of the people is good to go and know what they should be doing. You know, it's real, it's raw, and it's grimy. And oftentimes people don't make it to see the honor in it because they don't stick it through it. You know, man, shout out to any brother or man that is I'll say this at the foremost, that is leading his family righteously. Not only leading your family, but you are walking righteously. Man, that's a great work right there. You know, oftentimes people try to, you know, get all this power and this status and this title, and it goes to your head. You know, and when you think about John chapter 14, verse 2, and it says, in my Father's house there are many mansions. When we look at the etymology of house, man, that is G3614. You look at mansions, G3438. So in my Father's dwelling there are many places, many positions. Man, one thing about it, I don't know what it is, and it definitely is in the amongst the brethren in the Hebrew community of wanting to be on top. And there's plenty of work. Plenty of work. You see what I'm saying? That's why you have all these different opportunities to see what you are capable of, where you're actually good at. There's a lot of honor to be given out, but the work is gonna have to be put in. Nobody's gonna be exalted high without putting in the work, because faith without works is dead. You're gonna have to show yourself approved as a man, as a woman, as a leader, and the leaders. When you think about that double honor that they receive, it's oftentimes because they're the one getting drained. Man, the minute, as I said, shout out to any man of Yah that's trying to do it to the best of their abilities, and you get ready to lay your head down and that phone rings. Somebody needs something. Somebody's in need. Somebody's in need of getting hands laid on them. Somebody knocks on your door. Man, I tell you, as a drill sergeant, man, I at the highest point peak of summertime, when people were coming in heavy, man, sometimes there would be about 430 people that you would be, I'm talking about young soldiers that you would be in charge with leading, getting tasks, getting them into the chow hall. One drill sergeant, because you're short on people. And it is draining. You don't have no juice, no gas left. And you talking about being at the water well, people that just pull from you. That's why I said leadership is real and raw. Man, there are those people that are good at getting people to the faith. They may not be able to strengthen somebody else's walk. You got to think about all these different positions. Everybody wants to be on stage receiving honor and stuff like that. But the humility of a leader, anytime you receive recognition on the backs of others, man, you have to honor those people. So, anytime as a leader I get recognition, man, I take the time to thank the Most High Yah and those people that make it possible. Because I ain't doing this off the muscle, of what I'm capable of, because, man, there's been a lot of people that poured into me. And those people that poured into me, even if I didn't agree with them, man, they still worthy of their honor. Even if they only got me one step further. Even if the next brother only got me 4 steps further. That was further than I was able to get. There's many positions, man. And you can't let them. I could lose all my subscribers today. Wouldn't change a thing. Wouldn't change the fruit of what I'm actually able to do behind this camera, and leading men, but now being able to take this thing to a spiritual level, being able to look at these soldiers and realize the problems that they have and be able to guide them, be able to deliver the message to soldiers that say they don't believe, don't want to hear nothing religious, but you be able to recognize and discern when they hitting that rock bottom moment. Man, let me tell you about what I've been through. Recognizing. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. It might be a point for you to strengthen your walk before you can't really give nobody faith if you don't have it. You can't really show nobody faith with works if you don't have, the works. You just got faith. There's different positions. There's different levels of this. Man, you got somebody that can, they can smooth as butter. They can put it so eloquently, so nice, and they able to get somebody who is anti-book to actually start reading it. They got to get credit for that. Okay, bro, we actually got you to read it. It's not to shame them to tell, hey, they got people to read it the wrong way. That can't be your rise to fame. Not when there's all these positions. I recommend, hey, you start off with the position of manning your own foxhole, trying to clean up, your walk, and then when you see others struggling, you try to pick your brother up. Not just want to. There's a difference between wanting to strengthen your brother, trying to pick him up, versus wanting to be in charge of him and have rule over him to make you feel important. You know what I'm saying? It is. I wouldn't. Now, man, you look at the subscriber count on this channel. I wouldn't even want a tenth of that in the physical realm because of how laborsome it is, and I know that due to experience in leading leading men and women. Taking people to battle. There's times where you start off with 100 people that signed up to go to war, and then when it's time to start loading bags, you realize, hey, about half of them then dropped off, and you got to fight to keep the people in the right mind state, the right mindset, to actually go forth. And when you think about this spiritual warfare that you're going to experience, this persecution you're going to experience on this walk, man, it's just like battle. That's why you're told to put on the armor. You got to make sure you spend time making sure your walk is strong, strengthen who you can, make sure you strength. If you don't have the strength, you ain't going to be able to pour into nobody else when your cup empty. But oftentimes, man, even though you can be abrasive in the message, you got to make sure there's love behind there. Make sure there's love behind there. I'll tell you, man, even as a drill sergeant, I be lighting people up, and they would break down. I see, hey, you at that point where I can build you up now. We done got rid of all that pride, all that arrogance. Nobody sitting up arguing with you, and this is your first time doing this, and you want me to believe you know how to do it? That shark attack used to wear people out, man. They used to break down crying. And then you had to get one of them. You see, they be about to give up, and you had to. Hey, we had a pivotal moment. Hey, I want you to understand. It's a reason why I'm yelling at you. And then you get close to them, get up, whisper, "Hey, I'm gonna build you up. Hey, you gonna make it. You gonna see victory in the end. You gonna make it to graduation." And that little bit of right there, you're giving them hope. Where they was ready to quit, ready to give up on life, sometimes be suicidal, X, Y, and Z. But there are many positions, man, and for the positions out there, not everybody can do everything. I realize that I can't even do everything. So make sure you doggone strengthen your brother rather than tear them down. Make sure it's in love. Closer to y'all ministries, kicking it gun barrel straight.